What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another Prizepicks video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Welcome back to PropsMadeEasy.com, the best advanced data-driven tools for player props in the entire industry. Gives you the ability to know exactly where the best plays are, backed by the data in that matchup, to know that you're putting your money on that side where it is well researched, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like the picks that you would eventually find with all days of research are the ones you can find on Props Made Easy by just opening up a tool. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Yesterday was a prime example of how baseball can be, and it is the prime example is why I always tell you guys mix and match two-player sets. Play amount of money that you're willing to lose. I know that sounds crazy. I know some people are like, "Oh, he's not confident in himself if he's playing like if he's saying that to play an amount of money that you're willing to lose." No, it's because regardless of how confident I am and regardless of how amazing the Props Made Easy tools are, you still have to only play an amount of money you're willing to lose, because you can easily get caught up in this situation where you're playing the right plays, but the guys aren't hitting the ball. See, there's still an aspect of luck when it comes to hitting the ball into gaps of the field and it actually landing on grass instead of landing right into a player's glove. You know what I mean? It's still got a player still got to find the open parts of the. It's already hard enough to hit a baseball. It's already hard enough to hit a Major League Baseball coming at you 90 something miles an hour. It's even harder to find an opening in the defense with a bunch of super athletically gifted guys running a million miles an hour towards the ball. So it's hard to, hit it into those gaps as well. So it's an incredibly hard thing to have a huge winning percentage when it comes to gambling on a consistent basis, unless you are taking those data backed plays and really taking those research backed plays. That way you're taking less risk at the end of the day. The more data that you research, the more work time you put in, the less risk you're taking. But that still doesn't mean that you change your betting process and start going too crazy. If you win a week straight without losing, that doesn't mean to up how much you're betting. You stay consistent. You withdraw some of that money that you're winning so you can actually utilize it in real life. Actually pay a water bill, pay an electricity bill. Like, actually let it make a difference in your real lives. A lot of people think, oh, it's gambling, I'm going to end up losing, but it's just fun to do anyways. You know what I mean? A lot of people play without even a plan to actually do something with it in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do is I'll play. After about a week, I'll take some of that profit, I'll take it out, literally deposit it into my bank, and then I will leave like a certain amount of money in there, and then I will only use that for the rest for that next week. If I lose it, then I'll fucking really tone down how much I'm betting. But most times I'm able to use proper bankroll management and adjust what I'm betting and be able to play all week, regardless if I'm having a down stretch or if I'm obviously if I'm up, I'm withdrawing. So make sure y'all are just staying smart, playing the advanced data driven plays. Don't just follow Vegas. Don't just follow last five, which I saw Prizepicks took last five off. Thank God. There was no point in that. You know what I mean? That was just distracting a ton of people. But at the end of the day, hey, they might put it back on. They might even advance it to like last 10 and make people feel even more confident when they look at it, just so people will place money on bets that they shouldn't be. Let's get straight into the plays for today, though, man. Yesterday was a prime example, man. Not Mookie Betts. Ronald Acuna went out and got nothing. It did nothing with it. He did absolutely nothing in a very, very good matchup. Cabrera for Miami went out and pitched only 3 innings. So you just don't know, but you can go off the data and, be in the best spot that you can be. All right. So for today, the best plays for today are a couple pitcher strikeouts that I like the most. That's where the best value is for me. I'm going over on Miles Mikolas, over 4. I feel very, very confident he at least hits the 4, and I feel good about him reaching that 5. Vegas is on the under at minus 130 of the 4.5 prop score. We have him projected at 4.99, almost 5. 0.99 differential between his prop line at 4 and where the projection is. Really like this spot for Miles Mikolas. He's at home in St. Louis going against a Minnesota offense that's projected to strike out over 27% of the time, this offense as a whole. So, amazing matchup for Miles. One of my favorite plays of the day. Over 4 pitcher strikeouts for Miles Mikolas. No matter what, I don't feel like he will kill us. I think he'll at least get that 4 and feel safe. So, yeah, he's one of the guys that I really like today. The next guy I'm going to go with is Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb is at home in San Francisco going against Arizona. They're not near as high of a strikeout team as Minnesota is, but Vegas likes the over at minus 130, and the data also supports the over 4.5 at 5.2, 0.7 differential. So over on Alex Cobb pitcher strikeouts and over on Miles Mikolas as the two picks that we're going to do for baseball today. All right, first inning runs tool. We have the Orioles and Blue Jays as the best under. Vegas likes the under. Both these guys have been great in the first inning. 0.71 combined ERA, 0.42 combined WHIP, which is great. Both offenses have not hit the ball very well in the first inning. Only a 715 OPS, so great spot for the under for the Orioles and Blue Jays. The best over so far. Nothing crazy for overs. I mean, there's some green in some of these best overs. Both offenses are only hitting a 673 OPS in the first inning. Both offenses have only scored a combined 43 out of 106 tries. The good spots about this over is Oviedo has really struggled. It's a 9 total. 6.16 combined ERA, 1.42 combined WHIP, which might be the highest on the slate. Yeah, it's the highest WHIP combined of 2 pitchers on the entire slate. So the best over spot would be the Tigers and Pirates, but it's not great. I'd rather just probably play Orioles, Blue Jays, or Phillies, Marlins as an under bet instead. We have a lot of under. Look at all the hit percentages for unders. We have a lot of solid under spots today. All right. Csgo. Now there's a couple spots that started literally at 9. So obviously I'm not going to play those guys in here if they're still on this tool. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they've been taken off. But first play that I'm going to go is reversive for LRV against Wendigo over 34. 34 feels a little low to me. 36.68 is where the data projects him to score. 2.68 differential. Really like this spot for reversive. And then the next guy I'm going to go with is Quartz for Sinners against Rubik. Prop line is at 37.5. I see him having a solid game. 39.21 is where the data hasn't projected. 1.71 differential. So Quartz over for Sinners. Reversive over for LRV. The CSGO tool is undergoing some small updates as time goes on. Obviously, we're in a new season of CSGO, so things are a little bit different. You got to kind of, the tool still is getting every ounce of data that we have available for all players still in here, but things are still going to be updated so we can get more and more accurate as this new season goes along. So expect things to be updating as time goes on, but yeah. Those are my 2 plays. We got Reversive for LRV and then Quartz for Sinners. We've seen how amazing the CSGO tool can be. When we first dropped this CSGO tool, we were doing nothing but sweeping. That's where a lot of the popularity from Props Made Easy came from, was CSGO having so much success when there's nothing really in the industry that can have that type of success. So it's been great. All right, so for WNBA, let me check the slate. I always like to just make sure. Let me see. WNBA, we got 4 games today. So far, as always, we only have points available to us. It's whatever Prizepicks has available at the time. At the top of the list is going to be Sabrina for Liberty. Points at 15.5, like the over for her. Have her projected at 18.9 points, at 3.4 differential. So really good spot for Sabrina for the over points there for Liberty. And then for Las Vegas, Jackie Young points over 18.5. She's a baller. 21.35 projection, 2.85 differential for her. So Sabrina and Jackie are the 2 plays early on. As always, we only have 1 prop type available to us because it's early on. Prizepicks hasn't released the other prop types. The moment they release the other prop types, it'll be on Props Made Easy, and you'll be able to grab that immediate value. All right? Last but not least, let's see what soccer's got available for us. Nothing for soccer today. So let's do a recap. For MLB, my favorite plays today are both pitcher strikeouts. Miles Mikolas is almost a lock at 4 prop line. I mean, regardless of what that says, I don't care what that says. Even though it is at a 4.5, doesn't make any difference to me what that says here. This is what's important. Vegas has the under 4.5. We have it over, almost at 5Ks. And you guys know what that means. Follow the data, okay? If it ends up going 4, so be it. We matched, but it won't go less than 4. I don't expect it to, at least. 4.9 projection for him. Great spot for Miles Mikolas at home against a high strikeout Minnesota team. And then we have Alex Cobb. Vegas agrees with this one. Over minus 130. Data also at 5.2.
Great spot for the over for Alex Cobb. All right. As always, don't worry about a Vegas line unless it matches with what the data is saying. All right. Now we've got some new data that has come in. As always, when I'm doing these videos, so much data is coming into the tools that uh, this adjusts a lot. But so far, we have Orioles and Blue Jays still as the best under, Reds and Cubs as another good under, and then the best over is more solidified now. You got the Rays and the Yankees. Both offenses have hit the ball hard, done well, scoring runs in the first inning. Combined ERA of 5.55, kind of middle range whip. Both have been okay whip wise. Vegas has the under at minus 130. That's mainly because of both the names you have on the mound here, but both these guys, regardless of their name, have struggled in the first innings. Okay, with a 5.55 combined ERA. That is the second highest combined ERA of any two pitchers on this slate. So, regardless of what that says, Vegas is on the under. We're going to be more smart with our bet based off data and go the over in that spot. All right. Csgo, we have the over on reversive for LRV, and then we're going over for quartz for sinners. Map 1 and 2 kills for both. Wnba, over on Sabrina and over on Jackie points, and then we don't have any soccer today. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get this money, baby. Yesterday was a rough one with Acuna going out and hitting a dud, doing nothing against a bad pitching squad. And, you know, Cabrera going out and only pitching 3 innings. It is what it is. That type of thing happens. And that's why I'm real with y'all and tell y'all all the time. Bet an amount of money you're willing to lose. Play the smart way. I'm not one of these people who are going to come on here and bullshit y'all and give y'all 6 picks so that, you know, if y'all hit, I can use it as promotional content and be like, hey, look at me. Look at this 6 pick I gave people. You know what I'm saying? Like, play smart. I want my people who watch me to play smart, do the right things. You know what I mean? Sure, you guys are going to get influenced and tempted to play 6 picks sometimes, and people still do. But if you're going to play a 6-man, just tone down your bankroll that you're putting on it. Don't put a ton on it. Play smart. The whole point of us doing this is making money, right? So just do the things that will help you make money over the long term. You know, there's people who will watch my video for the first time and maybe lose one of the bets and tell me how bad I am and all this other shit, and they only played once. You know, at the end of the day, just like when you're looking at statistics for baseball, you don't go over a sample size of 5 games, 10 games, even one season. You look over more of a broad spectrum. You get more of a, the more at bats that you have for a player, the more solid, you know, numbers you can get in those spots. All right. You can't go over small sample size, man. That's why last 5 is not, it doesn't matter. Last 10 doesn't matter. That shit means nothing. Last month doesn't matter. That does not matter. That is way too small of a sample size. And anybody who has any form of intelligence in sports betting knows that's not the type of shit that you go off of when it comes to making bets. And me, out of anybody in this industry, if I got to be the one, I mean, there's actual businesses that are formed out here that literally just show you where the Vegas money's at. There's businesses that make a living off of just doing that for y'all, and that literally is irrelevant information. So just go off of data. If you don't want to use props made easy, then do your own research. But either way, research your ass off, and you will have more success in props. That's just me being honest with you. That's if you use props made easy or not. Research your ass off, check all the boxes for these players, and then put your money on those. Don't just throw them together because Vegas says so. All that stuff. I mean, we've debunked that a million times. Anybody who's gone just off Vegas lines, you guys know that that's not successful. Plain and simple. You can do it off your own history of playing that way. Literally, spend the next month betting only on where the Vegas line is agreeing with you and see where that gets you. You know you know what I'm saying? Whether you use Props Made Easy or not, the best way to go is to research. That's why Props Made Easy is something that I love to promote, that I love to be a part of, and that I love to utilize in my props because I know what goes behind it. I know it supports everything that I tell y'all. It utilizes data. Whether that data ends up working that day and the player goes out and does what he's supposed to do in that spot, or if he doesn't, I still know that I am backing something that is supporting data and like actual statistics and really breaking players down and giving them projections for these stat types. And I know that that's the right way to do things. I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like a very, very long time. So I've got a large sample of history of how to play these things. And anybody who makes any type of solid money on player props would tell you not to care about what Vegas is saying, because it just doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You know what I mean? Anyway, I've talked about this a million times, whether you do it or not. Look, part of life is you got to live and learn. You got to go through things. And like I always tell you, whether you're a Props Made Easy member or not, whether you want to be a Props Made Easy or you don't, either way, you got to live and learn. You got to do your own thing. Whether you join a site that's showing you only where Vegas lines show and you utilize that, utilize that. It doesn't make a difference to me because I'm going to be utilizing the data, and long term I'll be doing what I always do. So if you're interested in DFS content, go to DFS content right here at Props Made Easy, or go to greenlightdfs.com and you can join up for that. Optimals will be posted 30 minutes before the game start for DraftKings and FanDuel. Thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm out. Peace.